good afternoon. So we are going to do, today we're going to be working with two videos. One's going to be all about Pilates. We've been doing some Pilates work, working on the core muscles, some upper body strength, and working on the back muscles. So really important when you're working on your core muscles is mainly that we're working into the deep abdominal muscles, the oblique muscles, actually waist, and the back muscles. So I'm going to give you strengthening work for all of that area. Having a strong core is a really important part of day-to-day life, not just fitness. So if you do any other exercise, having good core muscles is really good to aid your exercise. But also just in day-to-day life, having good core strength is massive. Helps to keep your posture good, helps you to function more correctly. Even internally, you will function better when you've got good core muscles and good posture. So we're going to start with Pilates and do a video on Pilates, and then the second part of this video we've been doing some stretching of the large muscle groups like the quads, the hamstrings, basically the muscles that we use every single day in day-to-day life. If we keep them flexible and it keeps us more agile, it helps us to get better movement. More importantly, it helps us to be less prone to injury. So moving straight on, we're going to go to do some mobility work for the first video of Pilates. So standing tall in what's known as the neutral spine position. So we've got the feet hip distance apart, the knees just slightly soft, the shoulders should be back and down, and the head is upright with the eyes fixed to one spot. We're going to take a breath in, breathe out, turn the head to the right, breathe into the centre and to the left. Breathing into the centre, head to the right, into the centre, head to the left. Left, keep that one going. So this is just to mobilise into the neck area. So basically start to just loosen off in the areas that we tend to hold the most tension. Just going to do two more to each side. And then breathe into the centre, breathe out, tuck the chin to the chest. So lifting the head up, tucking the chin down to the top and down. Try not to take your head too far back. It's just up to the centre and down to the chest. Stretching down the back of the neck, and we're just going to do a couple more of those, and then breathing into the top and out, draw the right ear to the right shoulder and the left ear to the left shoulder. So moving the head gently from side to side, we stretch down the side of the neck, and we're just going to do a couple more of those. And then working through the shoulders, so we've loosened off through the neck area. We're now going to go to the shoulders. We're going to breathe in, bring the arms to the top and out to circle the arms through to the back. So big circling arms all the way around. Breathing in as the arms come to the top and out as the arms circle back. And we're aiming to do about 4 to 5 of those into each direction. So I'm going to reverse that, arms come back and then forward. So this is starting to mobilise and loosen into the shoulders. And then we're going to bring the hands to the chest and breathe in and out to open. The arms wide and diagonal to the sides, and this move is to open up the chest where we do all of our breathing. So we want to open up the chest, and that will help us to have a better space to expand the lungs and breathe more efficiently. Breathing in to close and out to open. And do one more to each side. And then release the arms down and reach up and reach over to the side. So reaching up, reaching over, and this move just stretches into the waist and into the middle of the back. So reaching up and reaching across. Working into the waist and into the middle of the back. And do one more to each side. And release, and then just bending the knees. I'll do this one from the side because it's easier for you to see the movement from the side. Knees slightly soft, shoulders relaxed, and we just very gently rock through the pelvis. Just tilting forward, releasing back, to lastly loosen off through the lower back. That's the lumbar spine. So these are just mobility moves to loosen off before we start to do the Pilates work. And a couple more. And then I'm going to come to the end of the mat and I'm just going to do a few roll downs. This works through the spine, so it just opens up from the neck down to the base of the spine. Most of us at some part of the spine will hold some tension or tightness. So this move is really good for opening up all the spine. And I want you to think about each disc of the spine as you come down towards the mat. So I want you to keep your legs in one position. Try not to bend your legs. Just keep them in one position with the knees soft. Breathe in at the top, drop the chin to the chest. Roll through the neck. Shoulders. Upper back. Going down as far as you can without bending the knees. So just going down as far as you can and then just hold it and breathe. Stretching a little bit further. And then slowly uncurl through the lower back, the middle through the upper, up to the top, shoulders back, head up. And we start again, chin down, rolling through the shoulders, upper back, thinking of all those sections of the spine as you come down disc by disc, all the way down and hold it. And slowly return, lower back, middle to upper, all the way to the top, shoulders back, and we're just going to do one more roll down to the floor. So chin to the chest, down through your neck, shoulders, upper back, upper, middle, all the way down, breathe. And return to the top. Just remembering with that particular move, some of you may have really good natural flexibility, so you'll be able to go all the way down, and others you can probably even only go halfway down, and it's fine. We've all got different levels of mobility and flexibility, so it's good to find your own level and then to work to increase and improve that level, but making sure that you are always keeping correct technique. That's what's really important with Pilates work, is that we keep good technique all the time. So we're going to do some upper body strengthening work today. We're going to do some controlled Pilates press-ups. They work the chest, the upper back and the arms front and back. So we're going to go onto all fours, hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips. This is going to be the easier version. We are going to breathe in through the nose and lower down towards the mat, and breathe out and push to the top. Breathing in. I'm going to do one more. And then rest. Making sure that you come off your arms completely to rest. And I'm giving you the easy version first, and I'm going to give you a harder level for those that want it. The reason I call these Pilates press-ups is because they're much slower, much more controlled. So we're always trying to think also of the technique and also engaging the core muscles as we do these other strengthening moves for other parts of the body. So one more at the easy level, hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips, breathing in through the nose to lower, out through the mouth to push up. And take a rest. So ideally we do probably 2 to 3 sets, doing 5 in a set at an easier level. And then the harder level, to make it harder, if you want to make it harder, would be to take it back into hands under shoulders, take the knees further back, ankles crossed. Breathing in to lower, out to lift. And so the harder level of taking the legs further back adds more body weight. If you think about the strengthening of the upper body, it's a really important part of the body to strengthen, because if we are, again, day-to-day basis, doing things like lifting, shopping, or children or grandchildren, then we need upper body strength to try and do these practical moves day to day without pulling into your back and working into other areas of the body that you shouldn't need to use. So upper body strength is a very important part of strengthening of the body. So one more of the hard set. Remember, feet go back further, knees go back further, breathing in to lower, out to lift. And we would aim to do, again, between 2 and 3 sets of those. If you're doing the harder ones, and you can do bigger sets of 10 or 15, ideally 3 sets of 15 of the harder level would be a really good upper body strengthening level to work up to. But start where your level is now and work your way up gradually. So I'm going to move into the core. So I'm bringing the knees bent and the feet, ankles and knees hip distance apart. So this is called a roll back, and it's very specifically to try and work and engage your lower abdominal muscles. Most of the moves in Pilates are very controlled, and most of them quite slow. And the reason that we do them slow and controlled is so it gives us time to really think and to really engage into these deep core muscles. For most people, it's quite hard to kind of find and work these muscles. So we do have to think about what we're doing to really be able to engage them and work them efficiently. So rollbacks, we've got the feet flat to the floor, the feet, the ankles and knees are hip distance apart, the arms are forward. I'm going to take a breath in at the top, pull the tummy muscles tightly back, curl back towards the mat, and then return to the top, straightening up. So going part way back, and this is all about controlling the abdominals. So I want to really think about working into these deep abdominal muscles, making sure that you keep your shoulders nice and relaxed, your eye gaze are forward, straightening up at the top, breathing in. And each time, if you can, if you're able to keep your feet down on the floor, if you want to make it harder, you can go a little bit further back, as long as you're able to keep control of those muscles all the time. So a little bit further back, we'll work them harder. And then harder still, but to do the more advanced level, you will need to add a little bit of speed, a little bit of momentum to effectively do this one. So this is only slightly quicker, and this is the more advanced level. So please don't go in at the advanced before you know how to do the work and control the easier level. The advanced level goes all the way back to the mat and all the way to the top. We're going all the way back and all the way to the top, making sure that the feet stay flat to the floor. So not going back and the legs lifting like so. The feet need to stay down planted, and it's all the way back and all the way up. So roll backs for abdominal strength. They work the lower and the upper abdominals. You're starting by just going a little way back and back to the top, increasing it a little bit further if you can keep the control and the feet flat to the floor. And if you are more advanced, you can go all the way back and all the way up. Aiming to do between 2 to 3 sets of 5, 10, 15. A more advanced level, eventually you'll be able to work all the way back and all the way up and do a set of 40 to 50 once you get to an advanced level. So that's the start of the work on the lower abdominals. Rollbacks also works the upper abdominals, but these are the ones that we really need to think about engaging. And equally as important, if you've watched some of the other videos, is to work the back muscles. So we're going to start by working the lower back with a position called swimming. It's really important that you don't just do the abs. You have to have strong core muscles. Has to be the lower abs, the back, and then eventually we start to bring in the obliques, which we'll try and do a little bit on that today if we can. So swimming for lower back strength, we're going to do 2 different levels. I'm going to do an easy level and a hard level. You can do just a few of these, so you can do like between 3 and 5. A more advanced level, you're trying to do 10. So I'm going to start off at the easier level. I'm lying flat on the mat. I've got the arms straight, legs straight, chin down towards the chest. We take a breath in, we lengthen, stretch and lift the alternate arm and leg. Hold it at the top. Take 2 to 3 breaths in and out. Then release down, breathing in at the bottom, pull the side up. So this is alternate arm and leg. Long stretch, tiny lift, chin down towards the chest. 2 to 3 breaths at the top and release down. Long stretch, tiny lift, and release. So that's your easier level of swimming. And we try to do between 5 and 10 of those at the easy level. And here's your hard level, where we're going to bring the legs together and the arms together. This makes it much harder because it's a more weight-bearing position when you bring those arms and legs together. So we've still got the chin down towards the chest, breathing in at the bottom, we lengthen, stretch and lift. And we release down. So it's a long stretch. You should really feel this in the lower back. And I'm going to do a couple more of these, long stretch, tiny lift. So you should feel that one in your lower back area. That's for lower back strength. And in an ideal world, between 5 and 10. Obviously, because we've only got short videos that we're actually doing, I'm not able to demonstrate the whole set. So I'll be always telling you like roughly what you to work from and towards. So between 5 and 10 swimming for lower back strength. And then we're just going to do a little bit of middle back strength. So this is called the swan dive. Easy level first. Onto your front, arms out to the side, elbows bent, fingertips facing forward. Chin down towards the chest. Breathing in. We just float up from the middle of the back. And we hold 3 to 4 breaths at the top. And release. Breathing in. Lift, 3 to 4 breaths, and release. And we do between 5 and 10 of these. I'm just going to do one more. And then here's the harder level. We spread out the arms and the legs, so we're a big star on the floor, chin down to the chest. You stretch and lift the arms and legs and release down. So big stretch, pushing out into your arms, into your legs. Tiny lift. And I'm going to do 2 more. And then release. So swan dive is for middle back strength, and ideally we split up the muscles of the back to do the lower, the middle. Here's your last one. This is for your upper back. So we've got the easy level of the eagle. We're on our knees, shoulders squeeze, twist and release. Squeeze together the shoulders, arms go back and down and release. So encouraging those shoulders to push back and press down as we finish work with the upper back. That's across the top of the back. Between 5 and 10 again. Slightly harder level. Arm to your front, arms down by the side, palms face upwards, squeeze, lift, push and release. Squeeze, lift, push and release. Shoulders squeeze back, lift, push and release. So that is your upper back and that is your eagle. Very quickly, last one that I'm going to put in here, just going to demonstrate a couple of these just to add in those waist muscles. Back to the seated position, halfway back to the mat, got the arms forward, we're breathing in and we're twisting to the side. Breathe into the centre and twist to the side. Breathing into the centre, twist to the side. Shoulders relaxed, everything of the upper body is going as one unit from the waist all the way around. Breathing in, tummy tight, breathe out to twist. I'm just going to do 2 more of these. And should you want to make that harder, all we do with that one is lift the legs off the floor. So it's the same move with the legs lifted. So the roll back with twist between 5 and 10 starts to add in those waist muscles so that you're working the abdominals, the waist. It also touches on the back, so that's a really good one to work that whole unit. So today we've covered back strength, lower back, middle and upper, abdominal strength, so this is starting to engage the deep core muscles of your abdominals. We've also done some work on the waist. So we're starting to work all the core muscles and upper body as well. So between 5 and 10 of each of the moves that we've done, in an ideal world, every other day would be absolutely perfect. Hope to see you all again soon. Please join the stretch video, it's really good, stretches all the big muscles. So